G'day, g'day. Happy Easter, everyone. I am not making hot cross buns, but I thought I'd come on and show you a recipe that I developed. I think I developed it. I came up with the idea, but anyway, I've never seen anyone else do it. But it's nut milk, but I have a little twist. So I'm going to give you lots and lots of hints and tips today. It's one of my recipes that I've put into my created recipes, and I've actually saved it to my week. Now, I can't flip the screen, so everything's back to front, so you'll have to get a mirror to read what I'm doing. But I've got it in for today. So just a little tip, when you're in a recipe here, you can touch the three little dots next to the recipe, and you can move it to another day or add it to your shopping list. Okay, when you click on the recipe, the picture comes up and the ingredients are so simple. My little tip is to swap your swap your water for coconut water. It is incredible. If you're making a smoothie or if you want it for your coffee, it's delicious. I'm actually going to be making a chai tea, and I'm working on a recipe that is a liquid chai tea that you can just use a spoonful as a concentrate. So watch out for that in the coming weeks. So it's still in development stage at the moment. So couple of little tips. What you need to do when you're making almond milk is to soak your almonds, and you can see why. Not only because it will clean the nuts, but it activates them, okay? Now, if you're a purist, you can actually take the skin off. I don't bother because it blends down so much, but what I do want to do, I just need to strain this, and I'll show you the color of the water. So I'm just going to strain my nuts, and now if you wanted to, you could stand there and peel your nuts. Now you can do this with the blade cover peeler, and that will be a separate live one day, but I'm not going to stand here, and that's your blanched almond. I'm going to leave the skin on. It's quite easy to pop it off, but when you've got so many, so I'm just not going to bother. So, but I will show you the colour of the water when you soak your nuts. Pretty yucky, hey? So I always recommend soak your nuts. Okay, so we are going to come into start. So this recipe is going to tell you straight away to soak your nuts. Now, this is the first time I've made this recipe on cookie dough. So on my TM7. So I may need to adjust a couple of things. So let's see how we go. So it's saying your raw nuts and your water just to soak, and place the almonds, the strained almonds, just place them all straight away into your bowl, and a litre of coconut water. It's delicious. Fabulous for smoothies, but it's just a delicious, if you just want to drink it as a milk. Now with this, you do not need any extra sweetener. A lot of the recipes on Cookie Dough will ask you to add a date or something like that to sweeten it. You can, if you wish, add a little bit of vanilla. I'm not going to do that today. I'm literally just going to do my soaked almonds, my water. So we're going to tick that off, and we're going to come in and we're going to blend that for about 30 seconds, okay? I'm actually going to come up to speed 10 and go. maybe not, because I have searched high and low, and it's obviously been a hot minute since I've made nut milk or needed to use my nut milk bag. So my tip, I just put a kettle full of hot water on a brand new Chuck's cloth, okay? So it's cooled off a bit now. I'll squeeze that out, and then I'm going to double it, and that will be my nut milk bag. So I'm going to, not single, double it, pop it back into my basket, just like that. And remembering with your TM7, the glider board is built into the back, so you can lift the front and glide it wherever you wish. And now I'm going to pour my nut milk into here. Have I got a big enough bowl? Hopefully. So that's going to strain through. Now, because I haven't got the bag, I can't actually squeeze it. So I'm just going to wait for that to drip through. And what you're going to do with the leftover pulp, hopefully I can show you this in a moment because it's going through a lot slower than with my nut milk bag. I'll get another bowl. Now, I hope you can all hear me because I've got my little earpiece in today. So I'm just testing the sound because I sometimes find that the sound can be a little bit tinny. So we just need to let that strain a little bit more. I just want to show you the milk, what it looks like. So delicious. Now, as I say, I'm going to use this to make chai tea. So it doesn't need to be cold. I can go straight in and make my tea. Now, what you can do is save the nut pulp and let it dry out. Now, if you've got a dehydrator, you can rehydrate it, but if you just leave it flat out, spread it all out and let it dry out, you can then use that as a base to any breads or pastries, anything that you need nut meal or a nut, so make it for your pastries. So yesterday, or was it the day before, I had a team catch up with my little team. So I stepped up as a team leader a couple of months ago, hence why I've been a little bit quieter on socials because I've been helping support my girls. So we had a team catch up and we made the gluten-free focaccia. It was amazing. So I'm actually going to use this nut, the nut pulp, as part of that focaccia. So I'll come back and I will make that tomorrow. Okay, so again, you're never going to waste anything. When you've got a Thermomix, saving so much money on things like, obviously, coconut water is a little bit more expensive than using your normal filtered water, but this is a bit of a treat. So I usually buy this when it's half price, so it still brings the price of your nut milk. This would cost the same in the supermarket if I bought nut milk, but this is absolutely delicious. So I really, really encourage you to give it a go. So I'm just going to let this strain a little bit more. As I say, I'm going to have to go out and buy myself an actual nut milk bag now, but I can let that strain. I've got even more there now. Put that back in there. So that there is my nut milk, and I'll get probably, I reckon, at least another 100 to 150 ml once this nut milk strains through. So what I can do now is, with my dirty bowl, I'm going to put in some of my nut milk, and I'm going to use my chai liquid. So I'm just going to come out of here and I'm going to come back to home. come home and I'm going to come into, actually no, I'm not going to come into manual mode. I'm going to come into the kettle mode. So I love the kettle mode. If you don't want to burn your milk, you can get the perfect temperature. So I'm going to pop the scale on. I want 200 ml of my nut milk. 200 ml-ish. That will do. There was a little bit in the bottom there. And I'm going to add my liquid chai tea. So, and all I need, this is naturally quite sweet, so you don't need any extra sugar, okay? So with my, this is my chai tea. I'm going to put 2 tablespoons. Can you see? I'll show you the colour of it. It's, oh, if you like chai tea, it is delicious. It's got black tea, it's got peppercorns, it's got fresh ginger, real ginger. It's absolutely delicious. So hopefully I will have that finished by hopefully the end of Easter. I'm having a little bit of a recipe development time at the moment. So I want that temperature to come to 80 degrees and I'm just going to set it and forget it. So once it reaches 80, it'll call me. And that is my chai tea ready from my own nut milk. So give it a go. If you would like this recipe, I can pop it in the comments. Well, I'll pop it in the comments anyway. So please look through the comments and I will pop this recipe in so you can give it a go. And tomorrow I'll come and I will make the gluten-free focaccia with the pulp, and this is still straining, the pulp that is left from my nut milk. Okay? So, okay. Take care, everyone, and I'll see you all on the flip side. And remember, if you're watching this later, #replay. Bye. And happy Easter. Enjoy the rest of what's left of it.